effective teacher? If you have never taught before, this will be the greatest question in your mind. Even if you have already started teaching about its early days, this will be a big question in your mind. The best definition that we can agree on is we need to define the word competence or competence in itself. The Oxford Dictionary tells us that competent means having the necessary ability, knowledge, or skills to do something successfully. Here is what we believe are the key traits and characteristics of a competent and effective teacher. We have broken this down into sections. Adheres to a code of practice for teachers at all times. Demonstrate the necessary knowledge, abilities, skills, and habits at all times. All right. The code of practice for teachers. A conviction that excellence is achieved via competence, a belief in worth, individuality, and dignity of each person, a commitment to truth, excellence, and democratic principles, a dedication to the principle of equal opportunity for all. Members of TEFL and TESOL teaching profession are committed to demonstrating the following values and ideals which underpin the profession. All right, honesty and integrity, creating and maintaining appropriate professional relationships in the classroom, school, and in public, acting with truthfulness and honesty, displaying consistently high standards and personal and professional behavior, refraining from disclosing information about colleagues in the course of professional service unless this disclosure services as compelling professional purpose or is required by law. Refraining from any abuse of position of authority or relationships with students, parents, colleagues for financial, political, and personal gain, acting according to the law. Dignity and diversity, valuing diversity and targeting and treating students, parents, colleagues equitably and fairly and with care and compassion while respecting the unique socioeconomic backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs, valuing the learning needs, efforts, and potential, and acknowledge the uniqueness of each student, improving the well-being and progress of those students with special needs, fostering the valuing of diversity and encouraging the development and international multicultural gender and indigenous and other perspectives, allowing reasonably the students access to varying another point is respecting and trust, acknowledging the relationships with students and their families must be based on mutual respect, trust, and confidentiality of personal information unless disclosure of any information serves a compelling professional purpose or is required by law. Acknowledging the contribution that mutual respect, trust, and confidentiality make students' well-being and learning. Acknowledging the desires and hopes of the students' families and carers, acting with educational colleagues and the wider community in ways which enhance the profession. Acknowledging the status, responsibility, and authority of colleagues, remaining open to constructive criticism from peers, and showing respect and consideration from different viewpoints. Another point, responsibility and accountability, giving priority to the education and welfare of all students in our case. in our care, guiding and encouraging students to achieve their potential, ensuring all students have an equal opportunity to achieve their potential, creating interactive learning environment rather than environments in which the students are merely passive recipients of the information, regarding themselves as learners and engaging in continuous professional development and improving teaching and learning strategies for themselves and colleagues, working collaboratively, cooperatively, and enthusiastically with colleagues and other educational bodies in the best interests of education of the education and welfare of the students, taking precautions and to distinguish between their personal views and those of the local school distinct or governing body, promoting the ongoing development of teaching as a profession, under upholding school policies, procedures, and practices, modeling the behavior, attitudes, and positive values which are widely accepted in society and encouraging students to apply them and critically appropriate their significance. Another point, care and protection, having empathy and respect for and rapport with students and their families and carers, colleagues and communities, committing the students well-being and learning through the practice of positive influence, professional judgment, and empathy in practice, adhering to the school students' protection policies and procedures, making reasonable effort to protect the students from conditions harmful to learning or to health and safety, refraining from any racial, gender, political, verbal, physical, or emotional abuse, embarrassment, or harassment, being generous with the praise and giving positive inputs and feedbacks. The other point, fairness and justice, being fair and reasonable at all times, being committed to the well-being of individuals and to the community and the community and the common goal, resolving, completing competing claims or problems arising from different ethical principles and interest grows through reflective professional discussion. The second point, adhere to this and you won't go wrong. Print this off and keep it with you. Always reflect on it frequently. It will serve you well. Demonstrate the necessary knowledge, abilities, skills, and habits at all times. Here are the key areas of knowledge, abilities, skills, and habits you should aim to nurture and demonstrate in your day-to-day teaching. First, demonstrate that you are warm, caring, and approachable. You can demonstrate this in many ways, being approachable at all times, being a person that students can go with, as to share an amusing story, being an active listener, trying very hard to be consistent, even although you might feel under the weather. Second point, establish good rapport with and relationship with all learners at all times. This doesn't mean that you strive to be humorous at all times. Some older students may not take to this. This might feel that too much fun is eating up their valuable time. So, or some students might come from a culture where humor in the classroom is not the accepted thing. Rapport exists when people develop a feeling of harmony, well-being, and security. The same processes are involved whether we are applying them to learners or anyone else in the school. Third point, foster a constructive learning experience. For example, everything is planned. There are good class routines, standards, or behaviors are agreed. An inclusive environment is created where all learners are treated fairly and equally. The first point, create a sense of community and belonging in the classroom. A classroom community is one where everyone feels accepted and supported as a vital part of the community. There is a sense of belonging. Collaboration to achieve the goal is at the center. Positive social skills are promoted. Students know they can depend not only on the teacher but also on the whole class. Creating a classroom community spirit is critical to the success of you and your students. This promotes learning, engagement, and retention. The more students feel comfortable, the more they will participate, engage, learn, and retain the learning. The fifth point, set high yet achievable expectations for your students. The expectations that propound for your students will influence their achievement levels. If you set low achievement expectations, then it's likely you'll get low achievement level. Generally, students give their teacher as letter that as much or as little that is experienced of them by the teacher. So, set high yet achievable expectations. Sixth point, plan and work flexibly. Although you will have planned well, things don't always go to plan. So reflect on what might not go to plan. Based on continuous monitoring, you'll be ready to change tack a bit or find new way to present the material seamlessly without anyone else being aware of these necessary changes. Seventh, adjust your own level of English to there are no prizes for any teacher who uses fancy or complex language. There are no prizes for any teacher who uses fancy or complex language. Eighth, always give clear, precise instruction. Ninth, create moments for correcting the learner's language. When students are in full flow are communicating, when students are in full flow and are communicating, it's often wise to let it run even if there are mistakes. After they have finished, you can then pick up on the mistakes. Tenth, understanding the need to use a range of relevant and suitable materials and resources. Be prepared to make your own supplementary materials. These are often much better and more relevant than materials in course books. 11th, work successfully with learners at different levels. Yes, this can be daunting at first, but with good planning and good materials, everything will work seamlessly. 12. Enable learners to feel a sense of progress. Then another point, assess fairly and frequently and plan on the basis of assessment. The number 14, recognize and understand the range of background and experiences within the learner group. Number 15, employ a range of teaching styles and approaches at different stages and in different contexts. Number 16, understand the broad range of learner needs, including the needs of the learners with learning difficulties. Number 17, reduce your teacher talking time, TTT, and maximize students talking time, STTT. Teachers just talk far too much. Number 18, reflect and self-appraise continuously. Of course, things don't always go according to plan. Even NASA sometimes has to change plans, at least at the last moment. By making reflection and self-appraisal daily a habit, you will reduce the occasions where things don't exactly go to plan. Number 19, facilitate language learning and acquisition both inside and outside the classroom. Never view your classroom as an island. In addition to bringing bits of the real world into the classroom, newspapers and videos, you can You can, if allowed by the school authorities, take your students out into the world during class time, effectively using it as an extension of the classroom. Learners need to use and understand the language outside the classroom so that they can progress, become a user of inside and outside activities, and you will observe remarkable progress in your students as they put into practice what has been learned in the classroom. In summary, the end goal of you should be a mix of these traits and characteristics. In essence, the end goal you are aiming for is an effective, competent teacher character. I hope this was insightful. Thank you so much for your listening.